I'm Luke Alexander Yates. I'm 30 and from London. I met my late wife, Samantha, who had cystic fibrosis, when I was 16. We continued to date through university, where she trained to be a primary school teacher. And after graduating, we got married and began our future together, our life together. She was a remarkable woman, incredibly strong-willed. She approached life with a very light touch and embraced every moment as best as she could. So at 26 years old, I became a widower because of a lack of organ donors. A very severe chest infection meant that Sam's lungs were unable to provide enough oxygen for everyday life. So hooked up to oxygen cylinders, to ventilators at night, and taking handfuls of pills to control all of the symptoms, we eventually were listed for a double lung transplant. That was her only chance of survival. Waiting for a double lung transplant was unbelievably challenging because when your lungs are failing, all the simple tasks of every day were extremely challenging. Making a cup of tea was nearly impossible. It's actually emotionally very painful and physically very painful. Lots of painkillers were used to control a lot of discomfort. And I, of course, tried to help as much as possible, but ultimately what was required was someone else's generosity to save her life. We waited 3 years and 3 months for a call that never came. The lack of organ donors is a real stumbling block. There aren't enough in the UK. Worse still, my story is actually quite common. About 3 people every day die in need of an organ. I think the simplest solution to the organ donor crisis is probably starting at school, starting with early years education in organ donation, so that when these children grow up, they grow up fully informed about what organ donation can do and can make an informed decision when they're an adult. Having a conversation with them about organ donation will be a great step forward. So just to discuss this from a very early age, so it's completely normalized in society. I don't want any more people, friends, family, to miss loved ones because of a lack of donors. It doesn't make sense to me, and it's easily fixed.